Hello. Amanda Smurthwaite Jones asks, "Hi Marty, what's your favourite season of the year?" No problem with that one. That's autumn. I like the autumnal colours. I always love that change. You've had summer and we're just getting into that change and you can see it all changing in the trees, and I love all those colours. Especially, I've been lucky enough to travel to places like upstate New York, and when you see it all change there, and throughout Europe, if you're ever going wee drives, you can see it all changing there, especially if you're driving in certain parts of Italy where you really get to appreciate it. Please, can you sing a bit of Roll of Music? Huh? Oh, I'm just a vagabond, a drifter on the run, an eloquent profanity rolled right up my tongue. And I have dined in palaces, drank wine with kings and queens. But darling, darling, you're the best thing I've ever seen. Why don't you roll the music so slow and easy? Debbie Graham says, what was your first book you read? Well, the first book I read was Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. I remember reading it in primary 2. It was incredible. And every Tuesday and Thursday we got allowed to read our favourite books, and that was the one I loved. And I loved seeing the movie with the Oompa Loompas. Oompa, Oompa, didgeridoo, I've got another riddle for you. And the amazing thing was, I got to work with Leslie Bricusse, and who was the lyricist on that. A very talented man. Good question. Samantha Heron has asked, "Hi Marty, what was the first record you ever bought?" First record I ever bought, I remember going to Woolworths, because I always went there every Saturday morning for the pick and mix before I went to the baths. And instead of getting my pick and mix that day, I went and bought a record, and it was a record by Sweet, Blockbuster. Nice. I saw them on Top of the Pops and thought, oh, look at them guys, that sounds amazing. So I think it was Blockbuster, and that kind of, I remember all those, buying all those records there. Everything like Killer Queen by Queen. I loved that song, that was amazing. Just so many fond memories of my favourite record shop in Woolworths. They always looked after me. Yeah, I loved it. It's now a snooker club in Clydebank. But anyway, good question. A blockbuster! Felix Ollister-Skovsky. I know who you are. What would be your top 3 lockdown movies? Ooh, another good question there. And albums. Well, let's start with the albums. Isley Brothers, 3+3. Great album. On T-Neck Records, 1973, big favourite. Inner Vision, Stevie Wonder, and I think about James Taylor. I'm listening to a lot of James Taylor at the moment, and Joni Mitchell, so that would be my lockdowns. I think that's 4. And Felix Ollister-Skovsky, you're a good one. Anyway, it's great to hear from you. As for movies, Blade Runner, 39 Steps that I mentioned in the last one, and I'm watching a lot of Humphrey Bogart movies as well, because I just adore him, and Lauren Bacall. All those old school ones. Great! See ya! Gail Stratham. Hi Marty, this is my Marty Yellow. Oh, it's a wee picture here. Oh, what's that? A cockatoo or something? Or a wee parrot or something like that? Question, pants or boxers? Boxers. But when I'm wearing my kilt, well, that's a whole different conversation. But good question. Jenny Holloway, hi Marty, you bring so much joy to my eyes, thanks very much, you're too kind. My question is, have you ever been asked to star in a film? Well, I guess, a few times, but I think it's always like play a singer, or, play a singer, and then it's like, well, that's it's not a big leap there, but I would dearly love to do it, it's something I would love to do. And also, most importantly, I'd love to score a movie, I'd love to do the music for a movie, because I think it's such an important part. Like for instance, when I listen to the score of Braveheart or Blade Runner or some of my favourite movies, I just think, oh my God, that's so powerful, so powerful. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that's another great score. The Shining, it just goes on and on and on for me. So yeah, it's a great question, Jenny. Yeah, maybe one day you'll see me on the big screen. God forbid. Julie Owen, hi Marty, if you could choose one country to be stranded in for 1 year, what would it be? Oh, I think it'd be America for me, because there's so many different places to go in there. Every state has a completely different vibe, and so I think America. You know, I've always loved it. I'll always spend a lot of time there. I love Memphis, and you know, I love LA, and you know, New York, and so I think that'd be America for me. I just love that. Yep, America. Big shout out to America. Big shout. George Holloway. Hello, George. Why did you cut your hair so short after 1994? Well, I was in, I think I was in Thailand at the time, and it was like 100 and odd degrees, and I had the long hair, and I thought, you know what, I've had enough of it. It was time to cut it and time to put it to bed. So I cut it myself, big crunch, tied it in a knot, threw it away. Yeah, and that was it. That was the end of the long hair phase. Yeah, rock it out, eh? So if this lockdown goes on any longer, I wonder if it will grow back again to that length. I doubt it. I hope it's no. I hope no. Hey George, you take care. Ta-da. Hi. Helen Ann says, hi Marty, brilliant, love the Q&A sessions. My son Sam, age 7, has autism. His two great passions are trains and quiz shows. Oh, great Sam, love a train set me. My question is, what would be your specialist subject if you were on Mastermind? On Mastermind? Me? Oh, that's scary, just the mere thought of that fills me with dread. I think my specialist subject would be probably, what do I know a lot about? Do you know what? I can't really think of one. What do I know a lot about? Well, I love architecture, believe it or not, and I love Alexander Greek Thompson, and I love his buildings, and I love Charles Rennie Mackintosh, so I kind of love like quite a lot of their work, you know, so, and I think I'd probably get that from my father, so no, that would be specialist on it. I just love the buildings, so probably architecture, believe it or not. Yeah, good question.